We're gonna do it like this.
Old school to new school, we got the interviews, B-Boy, Reg and Butter.
What up, dog?
Rare footage and rhyme ciphers, producers and songwriters, our podcast is live.
Out cold.
You don't have to write bars to be a superstar. We interview them all, managers and A&Rs, hood legends and athletes and record execs. Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper may be on the show next. If you're trying to get lit, then our show is the light. Blue checks don't mean shit if the amount ain't right. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment when we live. We on all platforms so you can watch anytime.
Funky fresh in the flesh, y'all. Subscribe now.
What up, though? This B-Boy Reg.
I'm DJ Butter, y'all. We funky fresh in the flesh.
What up? And
We
got
back.
a special guest, y'all.
Yeah, we back. Ready to enter like Bruce Lee with Julius Spenser.
Yeah, you know it. What's up, everybody?
What up, though, man?
Checking in here with Funky Flesh in the Flesh, as you
Yeah,
know it.
no doubt. Super author right there. Businessman, entrepreneur right there. Got a new book out. Tell them about the book, you know.
Well, shit, it took me 8 years, about 7 years to write it. I was trying to learn the business first, the business side of the book, as far as learning the business, because I wanted to publish it myself. What I did, I created a monster. One of my guys got put some heat up under me. He was like, man, you bullying. You supposed to been put that book out, man. What is you doing? I'm like, oh, it ain't, give me a minute. I'm working on it. I'm trying to put it together, this and that. So when he did that sparked some fire. So I was like, forget that. I'm about to create a whole publishing company. And then I said, okay, I'm about to create a clothing brand to go with it. What I do that for? Opened up a little more than, what I expected. So I had to learn the business. So in the process of me learning the business of the game, as far as me, while I was writing, I was learning the business as far as editing, web development, anything to do with publishing, because I also do that. So I was learning that, and then I had created the clothing brand, came up with a couple concepts, testing to see what works, what don't work, and everything. So all in the process, everybody like, what a book. So I said, okay, just give me a minute. So what I did, I built the clothing brand first. I started building my clothing brand first. I said, I'm gonna build that up, promote it, market that first. Okay. So I'm still writing the book and everything. So, and in the process, I'm learning the business as far as, learning how to create an LLC, start the bank account, get your bank account as far as your business license and everything, as far as the licensing and everything. So once I mastered that, which took me a while also, then I end up completing the book, which is right here called No Sense of Security. Just the hard copy.
Right.
It's a suspense thriller.
It look thick, man. How many pages?
Soft copy. We got about 313 for the soft copy. About 300 for the hard copy. It's a little bit bigger, so and so then I had what I was about to say, shit. So
where can they get it at, man?
We got the book on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. We on all channels, all digital. You can get it hard copy. I'm working on the audio version. Give me a minute, but you can also get it. I'd rather for you to get it on my website at royalexchange.com. I mean, royalexchange230.com. Okay, that's www.royalexchange230.com, or you can Google me, Royal Exchange Publishing, Royal Exchange 230. We all over the net. Julius Spenser. You can type that in Google. You can type that'll pull up the book, or you can type up No Sense of Security, and that'll pull up the book also. Now the book.
I was gonna say, tell us a little bit about the idea behind the book and how you came up with it.
Well, like I say, I've been writing since I was 12 years old. So, and as far as writing raps and poems and things of that nature, And so one of my close friends, say, you need to write a book. I'm like, a book? I say, I've always thought about that. I always wanted to write a book, you know what I'm saying? A novel, whatever. So she was like, I say, well, what would I write about? She was like, well, she gave me a concept, as far as the plot and everything. She was like, you can write about a rideshare driver that owns his own fleet of executive cars, as far as like Bentleys, whatever. You can rent them. He drives you up, pick it up like limousine service, but with executive fleet of cars. And she was like, well, then I say, well, what's going to be the plot? She was like, well, you can have, somebody lead a briefcase in the vehicle with money, diamonds, gun, a little small back of cocaine, and some very important papers, that can get some very important people twisted up. Okay. So this is like this guy's whole life story in this briefcase. Okay. And he's called the Black Spade. Leo is the main character, one of the main characters also, which is the rideshare driver. Okay. And so what happens is Leo picks up different characters and everything throughout the course of the day. But then when he pick up the Black Spade, he gets, kind of antsy about this briefcase. So he picks up the briefcase and picks the lock and goes in the briefcase. So once he picked this lock, he like, oh, I didn't created a monster. What did I opened? So the Black Spade calls him. He say, man, I need that briefcase or whatever, boom, 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 boom. So Leo like, man, what you talking about? What briefcase? He playing like he don't know nothing about it. He say, well, when I get, back into the car, I'll check and see, and see whatever, boom, 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 and then he Leo, he gets the briefcase. He don't know he opened it. So he calls him back. Leo ducking him like, what's going on? Like, what? Why he ducking Leo. So Spade like, man, what's going on, man? I thought we had agreement. I left you a nice tip when I got out your car. Told you never seen me, because when he got out the limo, he was like, you never seen me. Left him a good tip, a couple of tickets to the opera and everything. I was never. He say, erase me off your GPS. Period. You never saw me. He was like a ghost. So anyway, the whole book is about them. It's based in San Francisco also. So they going through San Francisco. All of this is created and going on within a week, 7 days. Okay. So he's telling Leo got 7 days. Leo's trying to get out of town. He done knocked off a nice girl or whatever. He trying to flee to town with the girl. So Leo is kind of twisted up with anxiety and all these, kind of off meds and everything. So he goes to get his meds after him and his girl planning a trip to go out of town, trying to get out of Dodge. And when he come back, Leo then killed this girl, Alana, slit her throat from ear to ear. So now the beef is on. Now, so Leo in the Black Spade, Leo is all, he's distraught. He like, he done killed my love, which this girl, he just met her, but Leo all in love with her. You know what I'm saying? He just met this girl though. And he's trying to get out of Dodge, but he really like her. They digging on each other, but he don't know she's a informant working for the people. Okay, that goes a little further. So they trying to knock Leo, because what Leo is doing, he's really running a heroin. He's the king, like a heroin kingpin. He's from Morocco, and his family processes the opium plants and everything. Okay, so he's undercover. Really, people thinking that he's just a rideshare driver, owner of a rideshare company, but he's controlling the whole tri-state, pushing heroin through his, through his, fleet of cars and everything. Okay. So, what I was about to say, so it's so much, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, we gotta let some people read the book, man.
It's kind of like, it's like a movie. And how I wrote it in episodes. Okay, so it's like I chopped it up. It's like 28 episodes, and how I'm trying to put it together, we'll be able to get 3 seasons, okay, out of this book. I want to get a series. I want a screenplay write the screenplay for at least the first season, okay? Because I know how I would want it to be, far as the series, how I want it. Can't nobody write it and picture it better than me. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
So that's my next move I'm working on. Also working on the audio version too of the book, because a lot of people, not really reading, a lot of people want that audio version. Now what I'm gonna do the audio version myself. Okay, far as because my voice over there really giving it to you, AI can't supersede what I'm putting, because when I wrote it a specific type of way, and I made sure I wrote it in my own tone, okay? Far as to make me different, make me stand out as a writer. Been getting a lot of good reviews on it. Good reads. I got a good read review on other day. I got a 4.5 review out of 5. Call me a grandmaster of urban suspense thriller. I'd say, she critiqued me on a couple things, far as that I could have, made it a little better. It was like 2 key points that I'm going to take and put into my next book, which I'm working on now. It's called the Yacht Club. Okay, so, but like I say, I'm gonna take that what she gave me and put that in into this is my first novel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So got to get the kinks out. Got to know what works and what make it better and everything. So, but what I want to do, if it's okay, if I can read maybe a short episode of the book for you guys. Is that okay?
Yeah. I want to ask you something real quick before you do that. You mentioned that you studied the business first, right?
Yep.
What was the most surprising thing about the business that you didn't know before you started doing your research?
As far as I had to put a lot of time in the business. I mean, far as it basically was time consuming. Okay, it took up a lot of more time than I thought.
Right.
Okay, because I thought it was just gonna be all hunky dory, just a couple this steps and this step, but you figure one step led to another step, and this step led to another step, and then I'm going at publishers, talking to publishers and freelancers, and they trying to charge X amount of dollars. So what do we do? Here's the catch. So do we go, at the, with the money? No, because this is what I want to do. I want to be a publisher. I wanted to create me a publishing company. So I had to learn every step of the way, far as formatting the book, far as ebook, far as hard copy, soft copy, all the different formats, creating the cover, you know what I'm saying, that I designed myself, you know what I'm saying. So everything about the book, and it was like a vision to me, and God talked to me a lot, during this process. I feel this is my purpose, because coming from where we come from, man, I'm like, damn, this was my purpose all along. I should have been doing, this. Right. But I wouldn't be able, if I wouldn't have went through the experiences I went through, as far as growing up in the hood, Highland Park, and things like that nature, I wouldn't have been able to put what I have wrapped up in this book. It wouldn't have been the same as far as what you guys getting, So, I'm very grateful for that. And like I said, but God talked to me at night. He'll wake me up. I say, trying to think of a name. What name should I name the publishing company in? I had one first name before Royal Exchange. I had one, but I didn't wake up and write my notes on the side of the bed. I didn't write it down. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me Royal Exchange, and every move I make, man, my higher power, God talks to my creator, talks to me and give it to me before I make a move on it. As far as any designs I create, a lot of designs I free-handed myself, and then, this everything, just putting my touch, but my main focal point wasn't, the clothing brand, but the clothing brand is popping, they loving it, they really feeling it or whatnot. But I just want to be a writer. I just want to just write. That's my life. That's my passion. I want somebody else can run, the clothing brand, to create jobs. We want to create jobs for our people. So I'm thinking bigger than just me. I'm thinking about, my neighborhood where I grew up from, what I could contribute as far as, to the neighborhood. There's so much that needs to be done. And I don't think that a lot of the people that is, tapping in as far as, the nonprofit organizations, they're not doing enough. They doing just enough, to keep getting that money. You know what I'm saying? So, with me, it ain't about the money. The money gonna come. If you stay down, about what you're doing, and you're true to yourself, and you ain't trying to cheat nobody or trying to mess over nobody. The money gonna come. We've been getting money, years, so that ain't no thing. It's just about creating wealth, generational wealth for the family. Now, that's what I'm on.
What you say? You've been writing since 12 years old, man.
That, brother. So
I mean,
you
that's some
fifth
passion
grade,
right there.
fifth grade, and my mentor. I didn't know my mentor was really, really, setting me up to be an author. You know what I'm saying? He told me, my old man, he like, here, give me a dictionary. Say, you want to do anything in life, you really want to get to where the money at, you got to know how to talk. You got to know how to, read this dictionary. You remember I used to be rapping, spelling all them big words and rapping. Reg, you remember that? So, that, but I learned not just the words, I learned the meaning, the definition to the words. So with this book, you're going to get, it's really like, you're going to get a highly elevated, book. I mean, it's on a higher level now. It ain't no, no small words, but you still going to get that hood. You're going to get that feel. You're going to get, that energy that you need, but you gotta, it's going to make you up your caliber. You're going to might have to go pull out that dictionary. Like, damn, what this word mean?
Hey, you know what? I can appreciate that, because like sometimes when you read some of the books, it's like everybody has the same vocabulary. And I'm like, this is not realistic, because you encountering all these different people. It's got to be somebody with a different vocabulary in one of these characters.
No doubt. That only makes sense. But look, but not only we thinking on a motherfucking movie, we thinking big Hollywood. So when I'm writing, all my books I'm writing to be made into movies, like, or series, like, so like this book cannot be a small budget. This can't be a small budget Tubi movie. Not to knock no Tubi movies or nothing, but because the way I wrote it and where it's based in and everything, far as the whole everything, it has to be big budget. So when we sit down and we can talk our own, talk our own business. Let's not sell the rights to the book outright. Let's sit down. Let's get the money ourselves. Let's get this 20 million. And we hire our own directors. We hire our own producers and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. We gotta think big. Let's think big. We've been thinking too small for too long. And everything we get, they take. You know what I'm saying? So let's try to build something, and when you got something, you got something, what you're worth, man. Shit, it can make it happen, because once one door closes, another one gonna open. So just got to keep on going, man. So
you spoke of the home turf on Highland Park. Were you inspired by our fellow Highland Park?
The whole neighborhood, the characters in my neighborhood, everything. You're gonna get all of that in this book. Like, how can I not, tap into these characters?
What about Donald Goines?
Huh?
What about Donald Goines and all what he did?
They say I'm the next Donald Goines, but I'm trying to write my own name. You know what I'm saying? And they talk about, they like, he from Highland Park. I'm like, man, why y'all keep putting me in that category of Donald Goines? Not to take nothing away from that man, but they saying that I kind of, write my stories, it come off so vivid, like Donald Goines, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I I admire that, but I'm trying to make my own path, create my own path and everything, not to take nothing away from Donald, but he was right up the street from us, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that runs through my blood too. So he probably ran across people that I've encountered.
To this day.
So you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So and
Yeah.
I got a little bit of that drip from him too, somewhere in there. So to be able to write like that. So
Hey, it's something about Highland Park food and the water over there for us, man. We got some
Right.
masterminds
And
over there.
they put lead. We got lead. All of us really had that lead in that damn water, man. Something in that water, man. They ain't gonna tell
Right.
us, you know what I'm saying? But it is. We made it through, man. Nothing can stop us, man. One thing about Highland Park, we're very resilient people. And I came to a point in my life, man, when I was at a pivotal point. I was in the game, in the streets, whatnot. And you got Granny in my ear, why don't you go to school? Why don't you? Granny, I am, boom, boom. Wow. So I did get my degree, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting my degree, because that was Granny on one side of my shoulder. Yeah, so, but like I say, man, it was just everything, man. The whole neighborhood. I took a little from everybody. My mom was my strength. My dad gave me the street game. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take it all, man. But I came to a pivotal point in my life, man, where I was like, what are you gonna do? So what are you gonna do? So I was like, okay, I'm looking at people to, crackheads on the corner, alcoholics, I'm going to school, trying to figure this thing out, I ain't got too many role models and, coming from where I came from. So I had to make a decision. What you gonna do, man? Saying? So you gonna be like them, or you gonna make something of yourself.
Yeah. Shit. All right.
And once I made that decision, man, I went hard in the streets. I did. I went hard in the streets, made a lot of money or whatnot, but that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because I do all the guys around me, they ain't want no money. I'm like, they gonna close in on me in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the only one getting money. They know I'm the man. They gonna come at me in a minute. So I was like, man, Then I had my son, my first son, and I was like, that's when I changed, man. I start drifting slowly, out the game, So it took a while, man, because that money was, was coming pretty good. But, slowly but surely, I, dibbled out the game, and whatnot. So, and here we are, we legit, we trying to get this legit money. We trying to run it up the streets. To me, the streets is played out. I don't know, because I'm not in them no more. So, but looking at things and the times we're in now, these guys got to be authentic. All these younger guys, a little advice if I can give them, man, be authentic. Don't be. We came up, man. We was trying to be different. You know what I'm saying? We rocking the high top fade. I had my own little stuff. We had our own swag. We looked up to the OGs and everything, but we was trying to put our own imprint on the game. Stand out and be our own. All of them look the same. Dress the same. They want the same things, but it's about authenticity and being creative out here. That's what's going to take you to that next level, man, because that's what sets everybody apart. God gave us these, individual fingerprint, man, and that's your stamp on this, while we here, that's your stamp. So you got to make an imprint on the world with that. Don't get caught up in the box, and be a leader. Got to be a leader. Always was a leader. I didn't, follow nobody. Always was a leader. So once I separated myself from the cats that I was growing up with, I had my own block. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, y'all can have that. I had created my own block, brought the game. The game came to me. So, and I took that from that block to another block and I say, okay, well, I can, you can put me anywhere, and I'm going to excel. I'm going to be all right, because like I said, we resilient people. So, I know how to make it happen anywhere. I done been around east, west, north, south, different states and whatnot. So now I just want to travel the country, right.
Right.
That's all. Sitting by by the water, and just put these books out, and turn them into movies, man, so we can sit back and just be like, yeah, look what we created, look what we did, Butter, you gonna write the score, you gonna do the music score.
Hey, y'all don't know. Hey, this one of the first MCs I DJ for y'all. This Ounce One, the original.
You still my DJ. What are you talking about? You my DJ for life. Always, man.
No doubt. So tell me something. The gear you got on, that's what we're gonna be wearing at the yacht club right there.
Oh yeah, yep. This is one of my pieces here. This called the Rhino. This part of the Rhino collection. I like to put out collections. I don't really like to do, the basics. When I put a collection out, I'll put it out, then it might be gone. So if it come, you better grab it, if you can. Then we might run it back, depending, on the feedback we get. But I try to, this is the Rhino collection here. It's just basic, drop shoulder fit, oversized a little bit,
Right.
Nice, good quality. I ain't gonna put no garbage out here.
I'm glad you said that. You explained like the drop shoulder and all that, because dudes, they be coming out with brands. The t-shirt be all crazy looking.
But it's so much. But it's so many different styles. See, I learned from my sons. What's the new style? What's the new drip? Far as how to the different cuts. The different fits and cuts, man. So, I'm learning, man, and I got another cut here. Let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna pull one, y'all. This is this cut. This the boxy cut. They call the boxy fit. The younger guys wear with the short. It's just a different cut. Hold on, y'all.
All right.
See, this is
I'm hoping the book coming in the mail today.
It's more boxy.
Okay.
How wide that is. See the wideness of the.
Yeah. So it's not like tapered down. It's like straight.
Yeah, it's straight like. Yeah, more. It's like boxy, but the cut is different on that.
Yeah.
So we got that. Then I did another collection here. This is the what is this? King Gorilla.
Sweet. Oh, that's dope.
King Gorilla here. See that? Royal Exchange. This the King Gorilla. This basic, but it's good quality. You can iron over this stuff. It ain't gonna scorch your iron or none of that. You did.
Right.
Good digital print. Yeah, we
got
the Royal Exchange, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to know what's dope about your logo?
What's that?
It looked good with a pair of Cardis.
Cardis? Oh yeah. One thing I try to do too, I try to keep it where you can dress it as far as casual. You can dress a jeans, a pair of khakis, or some sweats, not too, I try to keep it conservative where you can play it either way, and still, blend in or whatever. There go another collection. Let me show you this.
Hey, these two Highland Park cats with class right here. These guys right here.
Signature collection here. Just
that's sweet.
Out, that go with this here. You put that like that.
Embroidery.
Put that like that.
Coordination.
I got some gear when I come to the studio for y'all, man. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I got so much, man. I got about 4 or 5 different designs, collection. You can go to my website, royalexchange230.com. You can check me out or whatnot. I still got a lot of, stuff to put inventory into the system, but, just pop at me, email, if y'all feeling it. I'll let you know what's going down.
Where the custos can get the gear from?
Huh? I told you, you can get it from Royal Exchange, 230.com. I got a boutique shop. Just
Yeah.
tap in, or you can
Pop
go
up.
any
Is
one
the
of my.
pop up soon? You got a pop up
Yep.
coming up soon?
Yeah, we're gonna have a pop up soon. So we still got the boutique shop up there on Woodward. So 12517 Woodward Avenue. Tap in. I'll come in there. Y'all can come and shop, man. The whole collection. So we got so much. I can't even. You know. It's a lot. And I'm collabing with my cousin. You know, uh, at Drip Codes. He got a brand called Drip Codes also. Which a
Okay.
lot of people was really biting on his line also. So and then we got a new collection coming out from him called Toxic Girls. Everybody's
Okay.
loving that. See, my thing is more like for the older, the older people, more, not more reserved. I ain't gonna say older, but reserved. Okay, more reserved. His is for the, the more younger generation. So we got, we cover all bases. Okay, so he is a little more flashy.
Toxic Girls.
Yeah, you don't.
Right.
Don't that sound like?
Hey, that sound like all of my 20s.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, them women going crazy for it, man. They waiting, they like, what up? So, we trying new things, man, trying to get our foot in the door, man. So we just gonna keep on going and keep pushing, man. We ain't gonna stop. We ain't giving up. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, I done came too far to stop. So we gonna keep it moving, man.
On a serious note, I want to ask you, like, what message you got for kids out there, like in their early teens coming up, witnessing the drug game, the murder game, firsthand, and how we survived it, losing ill, young E so young, and red side, what advice you got, considering that you was always on the front line, protecting your family, being responsible, want things out of life. What you got advice you got to say to the kids out there?
The choices you make and decisions you make in life gonna affect your future. And whatever you learn early in life or in life period, it's gonna come a time where you're gonna use that. It's gonna come, whatever you go to school for, whatever lessons you learn, you don't know what you learned that for, what God brought that to you, but it's gonna come. You're gonna be like, oh, this is what I learned this for. This is what I needed this for. It might be 20, 30, 40, 50 years out of life. So just make sure you guys make good choices and good decisions out here, man. Because one mistake, man, can get you caught up. You can either lose your life game or you be behind bars, man. And but you gotta want something. You gotta want something out of life. Just because you've been dealt a bad hand or you're going through some things in life, it don't mean, that's the end of the world, man. Because, God can change overnight, man. It can change, man. Things can be going bad for you, and then all of a sudden it can just flip. At the flip of, you just got to keep smiling, keep your head up, man. Stay strong, and keep some good people around you. So because everybody ain't your friend, so you want to have good friends. If you can't have somebody that's going to motivate you, keep the negativity, keep that far away from you, and be a leader, man. Let people come to you, man. You want surround yourself with people that see your vision, see what you're trying to do, and going to push you. Like I said, I had my boy told me, man, you bullshitting. You supposed to put the book out, man. What are you doing? Right. I had to hear this constantly, and he in my ear, boo, 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 boo. Oh, it's coming, years, and boom. And just the feel, man, the feeling I got when I finished, man, this was like, oh my God. Like it was like, surreal, like, and this lets you know you can do anything you put your mind to. That's it, man. You gotta just strive, man. Keep striving for the top. and don't give up.
Realize you know you got to get off the hamster wheel, you know, and get out the matrix sometime, you know. That's
Hey,
all.
I want to show the audience something real quick. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick.
Your mic still on, Jazz? Here's your mic. Here's your mic. Oh, that's his move. That's his book.
And you got all the gear right here. You know.
Y'all check that out.
Yeah.
H Pillar is back.
Yeah, you got that right there. So yeah, go and check it out.
Funky Fresh in the Flesh.
Oh.
Your mic still on? I don't hear you. Check.
I think the mic went out. There's some dope gear on the site, man. For sure.
He's gonna wear some linen pants with that shirt he got on.
Yeah, you know.
All right, we can hear you now.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this one off there. Y'all hear me freestyling?
Yeah, y'all.
I'm good. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So, you know, this man, I just love talking to you guys. I thank you guys for, you know, giving me the time, man. I've been wanting to touch bases with you guys for a long time, man. But I wanted that book to be done. Everybody like, come on, you got the clothing brand. Come on, you can promote the brand. I'm like, nah, because if it wasn't for the book, there wouldn't be no Royal Exchange publishing. Right. There wouldn't be no brand, no Royal Exchange merch at all. Everything derived from the novel. So, yeah,
right.
You know, so.
You gifted, man. It's good to see you display that, man. I mean, we can be gangster all day, but you know what I'm saying? That shit easy. You know, but you gifted to see, and that's how I always felt about both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just what it is. It is bigger than money. When you get older, money ain't. Hey, it's about, you know what I'm saying?
It's about happiness, man. You know, staying stress free and watching your grandbabiys, and you know what I'm saying? And spending time with your family, and you know, making sure they all right. Like I say, this is bigger than me, man. I ain't think about me. I didn't. Like I said, I done made money on top of money. It's about my family, you know, building something for them, trying to lead that generational wealth, where they have something like this is all. Like when I tell my wife, you know, this is been in my corner, like, you know, day one, right? I had to tell her, like, this is ours, you know, this ain't just mine, you know. She thought it was, this just another hustle, you know, from, you know, I done had so many. Y'all know I done had so many. So many hustles. So she's like, this is another one of his hustle scheme. Then he gonna be on something else next month. You know what I'm saying? Right. He gonna have another hustle.
I hear it too.
You hear it all the time, like, oh no, this is it. This is our brand. This is us, you know. And it took them a minute to get on board, but to see how far I done come, man, they big up me, like, you know, that dad, we proud of you, you know. My wife, like, I'm proud of you. You did it, you know. You
just mentioned something too that a lot of young people need to understand. Like when you jumping from like hustle to hustle, or you dabbling in this and that, it's hard for people to support you because they feel like, oh, you only gonna be on this for 10 months or a year, then you're gonna give up. But when you fully commit to something, you will see all your real supporters come out.
Right. But that comes in time, man. Of you showing them. You got to show them. You know.
Yeah.
That damn, he's still going. He's still going. You know, he did it. He doing it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's a process. You know, and we doing it. You know, we doing it step by step. We building brick by brick. You know, so. And that's what it's about, you know. Just keep on striving, and I don't chase too much. I just, because I feel God gonna put the things in the proper perspective at due time. You know, I'm praying like a mother, like that. I just can't wait. God, come on, man. You know, but to get a good feedback from everybody on everything and what I'm doing, man, that means a lot. See, people don't know just the small the small gestures of just getting the cars, so man, I'm proud of you, like man, that I think that means a little more than the money, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I make money all day. I hop in my car, man, with some merch or some books, man. I make, cool money, people see me with the merch, they want it. They know I got book, man. A lot of people read, man. A lot of people, they support. So that's not the issue, but this the small thing, just to hear, people saying, because a lot of people watch me, build it up from I'm stitching logos, patches on shirts, you dig, and saying like Royal Exchange, and we rocking it like we really feeling it, till I got me a manufacturer. I ain't know nothing about no manufacturer, I go get a sewing machine. We gonna figure this out, right? And but just to hear people, just really salute me on what I'm doing. That give me motivation just to keep going. Know I'm doing something right. So.
Yeah, that's dope.
Oh, this my
Tell
dog
me
Murph.
something.
This little Murph. Say what's up, Murph.
What's up, Murph? What's his name?
My wife, little Yorkie, man, but shit, he be more under me than her, man. I'm like, I bought him for you. Yeah, that's my little man.
He's trying to get some game.
Right.
Hey, I want to ask you, what's one of your favorite movies?
You know what that is, man. I think it's everybody.
Well, give me
The Godfather. Okay, the Godfather is one.
Yeah, that's you.
I mean, that's just me, I mean, because it had a lot of, dealing with family, and they had rules, it was very organized, you know what I'm saying? And I think we was the last wave that came up under, morals and principles as far as, it organized. You couldn't jump out in the street game and sell nothing, in the hood. You had to know somebody, you had to be connected, you just couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, it was, very organized. So that was what I liked about The Godfather. You say a second movie? Yeah. I'm more of a damn Godfather. I'm gonna get back to you on that one. Hold on, because I don't really, consider Godfather is definitely my top movie, but a second movie I don't really. Blow.
Oh yeah, blows.
Blow.
Ooh, okay.
They gave up a lot of game in that, as far as, he thinking these guys, they was his friends, they, George, man, it was a sad story for George, man. He built his way up, man, and all that from nothing, but he came from like, prominent family and whatnot, but I mean his family father, he wasn't no, but the people around him, man, how they took him down, man, that just show you, man, you watch the company you keep out here, if you in the game for real.
Right. What about your favorite album?
I'm caught up in the cross. I gotta go with Nas, man. It's either Nas or KRS-One.
Criminal Minded.
Criminal Minded.
Yeah.
I lean a little more to Criminal Minded though, because that like changed hip hop, that was some gangsters with the, you know what I'm saying, the gun, that was
yeah.
Wasn't nobody on that at that particular time. Wasn't nobody, that was, but he gave it to you when he the title of the album, Criminal Minded.
Yeah.
Right. So, but taught you a lot in that too, man. So That was hard. That was like gangster to me, you know, at that particular time. That was
Educational gangster. Yeah,
that was educational gangster.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of people don't know you product of P Gruv and that whole fixture over there, the POP zone. And
yeah,
you
Fatal Beauty.
Southern Strength, hey, POP. Yeah, what you still write? You still write a lot of rhymes?
No, I haven't been writing no rhymes, man. I haven't. No. I put that game down, man, for the book, for the pen on the novel, the writing, you know. But I still got it, you know what I'm saying? That once you're a writer, you know, all I gotta do is just hear a damn beat, you know. You feel it. I mean, that's the thing. Once you feel it, you're gonna feel it, you know, that's gonna come natural, you know. That's just what we do. You know, that's just in us. That's that, you know.
Hey, me and my brother, me and Jason, my brother, he always talk about that song you had. I was just about to put my pants up. It was about it was something. You said something about sagging. It was about sagging. It was, I don't know if you remember that. It was about
I don't remember that. You spoke, was it cold? Was it cold water? It must have been cold.
Hey, I was thinking about that. Hey, man, we had a song, How Rapid I Can Step. You sampled that. Man, it was so many good songs, man. But
it was
shout out
good time.
So that's true Highland Park MCing right here. These two guys right here.
Yeah, man. That's where we come from, man. That's where you're gonna get all of that. You're gonna get hip hop, you're gonna get Highland Park, all that. You're gonna get all of that wrapped up in the book. That's me. That's who I am. That's a part of me. So you're gonna get it. Whatever I put out as far as merch, any products, services, you're gonna get the real, you know. So, and that's a part of who I am. Hip hop is in my veins, man. That's where I come from. Been writing rap since 12 years old. That's why I started writing. So, and that's why I'm able to do this, man. And, you know, be an author. I say, damn, told my mom, I say, Mom, I'm a published author. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds good. Hey.
You gotta
get you some cigars, man.
Man, you gotta just don't stop recreating yourself, man. You gotta recreate yourself, man. You know, don't, just keep on going, man. Don't stop. Top of the top. For real. You know. Like I say, I want to read y'all a little slurp, man, out the book if I can, whenever y'all ready.
Yeah, we ready.
Give y'all a little game.
All right.
Let me pick a little stuff real quick.
Man, I'm still waiting on UPS for my copy, man.
It's coming. It'll probably be there this weekend. You know? So let me see. And like I said, I'm working on the audio version. When you touch down, man, if we can get, put these vocals down. I've been trying to holler at my man Soup, but he had, lost a lot of people in his family, man. God bless him, man. So all the condolences to Soup, not Super MC, but Soup, my other guy, Soup.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna start with this one called Double the Trouble. I'm just picking one at random. You dig? So here we go. Yeah, hold on, man. 1 second. I gotta get my readers, y'all. Fuck y'all.
Hey, we call them gangster goggles.
Yeah, we call them gangster goggles.
Yeah, gangster goggles.
I got the real my real deal. So here we go. This was Leo's last trip before shutting down the night. What I need to make the night right is to feel a woman's soft, sensual skin. Leo was feeling tense and uneasy from being with the massage therapist and not ejaculating. His sacral chakra expressed cramps and needed a release. Practicing semen retention has been known to bring one closer to one's higher self, and he's been mastering it for a year. Alana thought she could satisfy him, but he just wanted to keep pleasuring her and pleasuring her. It takes an extraordinary person to master this tactic. Leo wanted to taste the beauty of Alana's skin unfolding as he kissed her wavy thighs. And although she was moist, he wouldn't enter her till he tasted all the sweetness from her perfumed body to the mild bitterness of her sacred wet cave. He couldn't wait to release his load inside of her. This day felt different from the morning's eclipse to the night moon, making it feel calming. The moon set low and wide over the town, still as the motionless river, surging on high, giving and receiving its energy as rapidly as a beating drum pulsating the artery in his trunk. Leo clenched, then squeezed his cock to the fullest capacity out of lust and to control the erotic thoughts that ran in his head. Maybe one day I'll meet a nice woman I can build with, confide in, and share my most intimate thoughts while growing together and learning to love one another with such simplicity. Leo never tasted real true love. He saw it amongst many others and wondered if it was as delightful as perceived. Maybe Alana is that one and only, my soul flame. I wonder if she feels the same way I do. We've known each other for only one day, but it seems like a long time. I don't want to move too fast. Leo enjoyed the time they shared. Good things come to those waiting. The Ritz-Carlton had lights overshadowing the top and the bottom of the magnificent sculpture brick structure. It lit up the street like a runway. The Bentley paint shine reflecting the yellow lighting in the moonlight, showing the luxurious craftsmanship of the vehicle. The sounds of the fountain pond flowed like gushing waters from the falls as Leo studied the landscaping synopsis while waiting for Jack Lemmon to surface. He was daydreaming when the noise from the grasp of the car door handle shook repeatedly, startling him before a knock on the passenger side window. The tint from the window threw shades of a beautiful figured lady, maybe needing assistance or directions. Leo quickly rolled down the rear window and asked, "May I help you?" The full-figured woman's voice spoke softly. "Yes, I had arranged a ride with the Sapphire Club on State Street. I'm Jack, but please call me Jacqueline." The short white summer dress fitted her curves nicely. The strawberry print was stamped all over her dress, and the sleeves draped and showed her broad shoulders. Jack exposed her nice boob job to the public. Her neckline was enriched with a red beaded necklace that hung down to her cleavage, and her hair flipped as the ends, resembling the looks of Jackie Kennedy Onassis. Her bare, silky smooth legs curved down to the baby doll lace ruffled ankle socks, to the patent leather red bottom stiletto shoes. This chick was groovy with her retro style of dressing. Jacqueline speaks to Leo while settling into her comfort zone. "I know you were surprised to see a woman instead of a man." In a profound, gruff, high-pitched voice, Leo shifted in his demeanor from fidgety to non-judgmental. Excuse me, y'all. "Whoever you want to be is okay with me." Jacqueline shifts her hips back and forth, settling into the finely crafted stitched seats. "I have been conflicted about whether I am a man or a woman. When I was a child, my mother would allow me to dress like the Disney princesses in the prettiest girl clothes. These were the times I was the happiest. After starting kindergarten, she wouldn't allow me to dress up anymore because of our religious background was so deeply rooted through generations in the church. When we played games outside on the playground, I sat drawing to the girls instead of the boys and dreamed of dressing like them while admiring their long, pretty hair and pigtails and colorful barrettes. I wanted to be a woman my whole life." Leonardo was startled by this genie lamp wish that Jack had spoken quite frequently. "How was your upbringing? Did you have any siblings?" "No, I was the only child. My mother was a school teacher and my father was a lawyer like me. He would have disowned me and beat my mom if he knew she allowed such a thing. But as I grew much older, I knew I was trapped inside a male's body because my thoughts, actions, and desires were mostly feminine. My parents discouraged me from having these feelings. They decided to put me into counseling and therapy, where my therapist gracefully encouraged the transformation and then recommended to my parents to maybe think about starting me on the estrogen hormone pills, which she could prescribe. My parents were unaware of her bringing a variety of pretty dresses and shoes, allowing me to prance around, giving me transformation feeling of dazzling beauty during my sessions. The costumes helped satisfy my female urges while I developed a close relationship from we developed a close relationship from my early teenage years that carries on to this day. As a man, I'm a very successful lawyer, but at home, I'm like to transform into a woman wearing wigs, makeup, and stylish women's clothes. Once I discovered there was another world out there for me to meet and socialize with others as a woman, I was so content with the feelings of happiness, being able to be free, living a life that seemed most accustomed to me, even if it was only for a short moment. And tonight was one of those moments. You should see me perform. I'm doing a special Donna Summer rendition to kickstart the show tonight. Leonardo rejected the invite with reasoning. I'm exhausted from a long day. I will be out of character, showing no emotion, crashing down everyone else at the party. Jack said, Butch and Gavin are sure having a great party, and tonight is going to be special. They have a lot to be thankful for. Butchie is also surprising Gavin with the marriage proposal ceremony before we start the second half of the celebration. I'll pay double if you could pick them up after you drop me off. That would make their day. Jack reached into her bosom, then handed Leo a $1,000 bill, repeating the address very slowly, then blew a kiss while exiting the vehicle, reenacting the role of a star while backpedaling to the front of the VIP line where she was glowing by flashing the camera lights and greeted with the bouquet of roses. Butch was not a brute-looking fellow. He was a skinny, wimpy-looking guy, but you can tell he was the male-dominant one in the relationship. He wore a black-fitted T-shirt, white-fitted jeans, and designer shoes. Gavin was more flamboyantly dressed, wearing a rainbow sweatband and a red vintage tank top with the rainbow painted across the chest, and some Blue Threes Company Jack Tripper shorts with white trim. The white calf tube socks with red and blue trim along the top accented the low top blue and white Chuck Taylor. He must have thought he was Richard Simmons or something. Gavin talked loudly from excitement while circling, admiring the vehicle and stroking its luxurious curves. His wrists flapped when speaking, his lips smacked, and he got excited when expressing the seriousness of the conversation. Butchie was the opposite of Gavin. He was more poised and self-confident. Gavin was so thrilled that he kicked one leg in midair while clapping his hands in between, then jumped high with both legs straight in the air with such flexibility. His energy was as bubbly as a champagne bottle on ice. These are complaints from Jacqueline to you guys for tonight's celebration. But they were so enthusiastic, kissing and groping each other all over the back seat that it was hard for Leo to keep the conversation going steadily. It's almost done, y'all. This just one of the people he picked up in his cars. He is numerous of characters before the rain. Leo adjusted his mirror to have no direct sight of the smooching, not to cause any discomfort during the ride. How long have you guys been together? Butch pulled out away from Gavin's lips. We've been in a relationship for almost 3 years now, and I think we'll tie the knot soon. We're practically common law. Then he starts laughing. We had our ups and downs like any other relationship, but I never felt the way I feel like when I'm with Gavin, and tonight will be a night to remember. We're renting out the whole club tonight to celebrate our victory in our discrimination lawsuit against Gavin's former employee. Jack did an awesome job as the head counselor on our case and was very comfortable with the settlement of the award. Gavin interrupts. There's going to be a lot of cocaine and champagne, pill popping and booty dropping tonight. It would be best if you come to the party with us and enjoy all the festivities. I promise you, you won't get eaten alive. I have an adorable friend you might be interested in. She's a natural blonde, and she's not a trainee. Leo smiles but keeps his eyes steady while being mesmerized by all the different people dressed in such astounding costumes parading in front of the Sapphire Club. That's chapter 8. Yep, chapter 8. That's called Double the Trouble. That's episode 8, brother.
Hey,
Man, I was hoping that was UPS at my door with the book. Hey,
that's just
show the
one
copy of the book.
Huh?
Show the cover again.
Yep, we got that. You see that?
Yeah, y'all go get that.
I want to give you props on your writing skills because reading those words, I can visualize every character.
Me too.
And the way you describe it, I can visualize the Ritz-Carlton with the light. I can visualize the people getting out of the car, walking up to the crowd, the line.
They say I'm the baby Donald Goines, man, but I don't want that title, man. Say I don't want it. Huh?
But you on the hustle. You on the hustler side. That's all. You're on the opposite side of Donald Goines, man. That's all. You know.
Thank you.
You've always been a writer like that, man. For real.
Man.
You know.
Got a cold motherfucker, man. I'm telling you, they talking about they gave me a 4.5 stars out of 5. All right. Man, I'm like, damn, okay, on a review tip, I'm like, for my first novel, man, that's pretty good, man. So you know, that was pretty good. They called me a master class of urban suspense thriller.
Okay.
They called me master class. Yeah, like call me a master, y'all.
You hear the passion,
right?
You hear the passion in your pen, man, for real, all the time. You gonna always put passion in your pen, you know.
And you're gonna appreciate it when you get it, buddy. You're gonna be able to sit back, man. Get in your tub, man, your sauna, whatever, man. Sit back and get you some champagne. I mean, it's like because it's gonna pull you in. You ain't gonna be wanting to put it down. I'm telling you, it's like that. You know, that's the beginning. It's so much in there. Like that's just one of the. He picks up about 6 people, about 5 people before it kicks off. You know, before I turn it up.
Right.
You know, each person he pick up has a unique story. You know what I'm saying? He picks up a aspiring waiter. You know, a waiter aspiring to be an actor.
Right.
A model. You know, an architect, and each person is going through their own, you know, things in life, and they confide in a Leo like he's basically their therapist at that particular time when they get in. He's basically a therapist when they get in his car, right? So, you know, he's consoling them and, you know, just telling them, you know, what to do, keep going. He's giving them, you know, good points and things. You know, you would think that it would be a lot on Leo's plate, but he can handle it. He's very, very clever, you know. So, you know, and he's in disguise because he's a heroin kingpin running dope all through it, you know, in them vehicles, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of them people, you know, while they getting out, you know, somebody grabbing a briefcase out of there, you know what I'm saying, on the low, you know what I'm saying? It's you'll piece it all together, man. And the way I wrote it, man, I wrote it a specific way, man, for you to really, really appreciate it. Like, I ain't just write it. I'm gonna bounce you. I'm gonna bring you back. I'm gonna throw a reel out, and I'm gonna pull you back in. You know, all of that, man.
That's dope.
Very, very good piece of work, man. Like I say, it took me 7 years. You know, so you know, I wasn't gonna put out no bullshit, man. You know, we're gonna get this turned into a series. I want to get a series. That's why I wrote it. I wrote it in episodes. You know, so we're gonna get, like I said, we can get from this novel, we can get 3 series. You figure 28. I got 28 episodes in here. We can get 8, 9, you know, 8 apiece. 8 episodes a season. You figure 8, 9 episodes a season. So what I want to do after I do the audio version, I want to, you know, at least write the screenplay. You know, for at least 1 season. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Season, they might bite. You know, they gonna bite. Once I sit down, you know what I'm saying? I can say that. I sit down with them, I'm professional, you know, and show them what we got. Because not only do we got We got the book, we got the brand. You know, they have to buy into all of that. You know, you can't just buy into the book. You got to buy into the whole Royal Exchange Publishing.
The gumbo. Yeah.
You got to buy the whole package. You know.
Yeah.
So I want other artists writing. Oh, if you trying to write your book or something, you know, we offer services or anything on any level as far as editing, formatting, web design, book cover design, you know, anything, tap in. You know, I can show you guys the game. I mastered it, so for y'all don't have to put the work in. You know, that's why I did all the work so y'all can holler at me and I'll show you the way. Either you can come up under Royal Exchange Publishing, you know, for a small percentage, or, you know, I can just, you know, show you guys, sell you the services that you need to put yourself out here. You know, we putting out good product, you know, so this is my logo. You see that logo?
Boom.
That's me. That's me. So that's my own publishing. That's my own publishing. So that's me. So just tap in. We can help you if we can. If not, we'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So y'all ain't got to be out here scrabbling trying to figure out. I've been here something. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. I'm like, okay, everybody got a story to tell. Well, yeah, let's do it, you know. But you know, how many people gonna put their foot forward, you know? But it is some authors out here, man. We got a lot of good writers in Detroit.
Oh yeah,
you know,
this is stuff.
Yeah.
This is a huge stuff.
Got a lot of talent, and Detroit is on the come up. So y'all need to get with it. Whether y'all better come up with something. If y'all ain't got nothing going on in Detroit, man, they investing in Detroit. Y'all better get some of this money. But they got, I mean, so much going on in here, man. People's coming in from out of state, investing in the city. So come up with something, man, a product, you know, something different, man, whatever. Because everybody got clothes, you know, clothes and whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't, you know, really trip on the clothing. But I say shit, just I as well come up with the clothing instead of relying on just the book to make money. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't gonna just rely on the book to make money. We're gonna create a whole publishing company. Black owned.
You hear that, Spike Lee? Well, that's what's up, man. Another win for Highland Park, Michigan, you know?
I'm gonna put on.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time, man, for real.
Yeah, man. I thank you guys for tapping in, man. You know.
For real.
Hey, and well, I'm working on the next novel. It's called The Yacht Club. You know, it's kind of, I haven't steered out of I stay in my suspense thriller. I'm really a suspense thriller guy, but I might tap into some other genres later, you know, because I'm that guy. I can do that. You know, I have a good hand as far as writing. So, you know, I might dabble, you know, a little later, you know, but it all depends on what comes. We ain't stopping. We pushing the envelope, man, trying to push these products, man, trying to get them where they need to be to the people who gonna really appreciate them, because everybody not no suspense thriller people. So I want to put it to my audience. We building our brand as far as, you know, creating. We have our audience that know, they tap in, you know. So I ain't trying to tap in and know sci-fi or, you know, sci-fi readers or, you know, slutty, even though you're going to get a little, you know, as far as love.
Yeah, we heard it. I was like, man, you know, the women like reading them little.
Yeah, they like that. So I had to give them that. Yeah. You know, it's not all about that, but you're gonna get that. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it all, man. It's like a pot of gumbo, baby. You're gonna get a little everything in there, man. So you can really appreciate it, and you can take, as far as this, the way I wrote the book and structured the book. You can take something in that book is going to grasp you, whether you're going through something in your life at that particular time. I made it for that, because everybody be like, well, what is your book? You know, when they take out your book, you know, what you want them to get out the book at the end. I didn't write it. I wrote it that, and you can, for everybody can grab what they need. Like, it's going to be something that you go through. I didn't base it on that. Okay, the end of the book, I want people to get this. No. I made it full that you gonna grab what you need as far as the different characters and what they're going through and everything. it's relatable. You know, it's real life relatable stuff. It's not no fairy tale made up. I mean, as far as like, you know, astronomical, you know, thinking. You know, it's real life stories. You know, that you people can feel. You're gonna be able to feel. I had not to come. I'm gonna stop in a minute, y'all. But I was reading a friend of mine my book way back in the beginning, right when I first started writing. Man, I was making people cry. And people cry, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to toot my horn, man. I ain't trying to be. I was amazed. I'm just like I'm reading to y'all, but I had tapped in to one of them, you know, that maybe she went through, you know, something in her life, man, that touched her, and man, you know, she was crying. I was like, damn, what the hell? But like I say, I wrote it for, you know, the way I wrote it, man. Everybody can get something out of this book, what they need, you know, far as, and it's gonna take you way. It's gonna give you the extra push in life. You're gonna walk taller, you know. Your head gonna hold up a little bit more, you know. It's gonna give you, you know, just a sense. The reason why I named it so no sense of security, because it keeps you off. I wrote it because it's where I titled it no sense of security, because it's off balance. It's like I wrote it the way you're gonna be, you know. You don't know you're gonna, but
Well, you challenging people mentally. Yeah.
When you get the way you need, whatever you need at that particular time. And another thing, you can read it one time and then read it another time, and you get something totally different. Now, is that masterful? You're gonna get what you need at that particular time in your life. That's the way I wrote it. It's like the Bible. I wrote it like the Bible, basically. You know what I'm saying? You can get what you need at that particular time. Meaning you can read it again. You done read it. You pick it up again. Pick it up again, read it again. You're gonna get some. You might get what you need at that particular time. What you're gonna get. Right. That's masterful. And I stamped that.
You hear this, Donald Goines? That's what's up.
Thank y'all for the time.
Thank you, man. For real, man.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate your time, man. I love you too, bro. Your passion.
We're gonna have to sit down, man, and really celebrate, man. When you touch down, man, in October, man, we sit at the couch, man, and you know, we came a long way. You know what I'm saying? We still here. We still here. We still striving. So it's a celebration, man. You know, life is a celebration every day. You know, every day, man, is a celebration, man. I don't trip on nothing. I don't worry about nothing. You know. Hey. Thanks. And then when I do think, I'm gonna give y'all another tip. When you do think, you know, you're going through this and you're going through that, man, stop them thoughts, cut them off. Cut them negative thoughts or whatever you're going through in the bad times, whatever you're going through in life, cut them off and think about the small things that you have. That's what I learned to master. I learned to master that. I'm mastering that now. Where you think about the good things. Instead of don't give your mind time to register them messed up thoughts or this ain't working out or this happened or my car broke down, I can't pay this, I ain't got no job. Think about what you do have. And I guarantee you, God, if you embrace that and embed that and put that through your soul and breathe that in and then release it and let it go. And if the thoughts come back again, you do it again. You change that. We got to change our thought frame, you know, period. You know, and I'm guaranteed God to give you what you ask, you know. So, hey, you see what he gave me. He gave me.
No doubt.
Gave me a gift, man. Gave me a gift. Gave me all of
that's
this.
Gonna be here forever, man. You know.
So I'm thankful, man. I'm just thankful. I don't worry too much. I just try to keep the negativity. Away. The minute I spot that,
niggas had some survival first aid kits right there, boy.
We ain't having that.
All right.
And thanks again, man. Y'all subscribe. Y'all check out my man's Royal Exchange brand.
We got Royal
The
Exchange 230.com. We got Royal Exchange Publishing on Google. We got Julius Spenser. You can tap in, just type in Julius Spenser. No sense of security. I'm all over Google. I'm all over the net. So Royal Exchange Publishing 230. Just put in Royal Exchange. You can hit the website. You can hit my email, whatever, man, whatever services you need, anything, man. Just reach out, man. We trying to create something, man, for that still remains here. Like I say, me publishing this book, man, when I'm gone, I'm in a library.
Right,
I'm a
right.
published author. It ain't going nowhere. My work's gonna always be around.
Mhm.
I'm published. Hey, that's my footprint. You know what I'm saying, out here.
Yeah.
So leave my footprint. That's what it's about. Leaving y'all footprint out here, man. Make some noise out here, man. Leave that footprint out here, man, and leave a trail that somebody else can follow you and take it to the whole another level. You know?
Right.
That's what it's about.
It's dope.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate you for coming out. Y'all go grab the book, go grab the merchandise, get fresh, and have something to read. Read it before the movie come out.
Right.
Right.
Don't be late. Top billers from H. Pilly, y'all.
HP, baby. Highland Park. Y'all better catch up if y'all ain't on it. Y'all better catch up. We winning. We winning out here. I love y'all.
Word. I love you too, bro.
Peace.
Funky Fresh.
No doubt.